Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news from the national governing body of our sport, USA Wrestling. Well, in weather terms, March roared in like a lion. The month has already seen some big postseason tournaments for college wrestling, with the big one waiting in the wings. College wrestling has more than a century of history under its belt. Its popularity has continued to grow, and it remains the most important of pipelines for our Olympic programs. Well, this last weekend, we covered some of the major tournaments across the country, and we have updates for you on today's show. We'll start first with the Big Ten, considered by most to be the toughest and best of them all. 12 strong Division I teams and a long tradition of excellence. That's what combined to make that weekend an incredible one. This year's championships were hosted by the University of Illinois, and a grand total of 74 berths in the NCAA championships were up for grabs. When it was over, a familiar scene took place as Penn State athletes gathered mid-center mat, donning T-shirts and caps as Big Ten champions do for the third consecutive year. Cale Sanderson's Nittany Lions won a perfect 4-for-4 in the gold medal finals, placing 12 points ahead of the runner-up team, Jay Robinson's Minnesota Gophers. Among the Penn State Big Ten victors, 3 past NCAA champs. Junior David Taylor, a returning NCAA champ at 65, claimed his third Big Ten title when he scored a 9-1 major decision over Conrad Poles of Illinois in the finals.
I've been a big advocate for bonus points since I got in. I've always been a bonus point scorer since I was a kid. I've always wanted to beat guys more than 8 points. And I got into college, I really embraced that role with Coach Sanderson. You just always focus on building leads and keeping it simple. And when I just relax, I know I have 7 minutes to score. There's a lot of wrestling done in 7 minutes.
Also winning his third Big Ten title, junior Ed Ruth, also a 2012 NCAA champ. Ruth claimed the 84-pound title with a 5-3 win over Minnesota's Kevin Steinhaus. He was named the Big Ten Wrestler of the Year.
One-timer, anybody can win it one time. Two-timer, it's something good. But then when you win it 3 times and still have another chance to win it, it just gives me a lot to look forward to next year.
Senior Quentin Wright, a 2011 NCAA champ at 84, moved up to 97 this year. He won his second league title when he beat Minnesota's Scotty Scheller in the finals 5-3.
Just the quality of wrestlers and this, only having 12 teams, it makes it real tough because we got some tough teams in here, and really, every match counts, every bonus points counts, and last year we had I think a little bit bigger lead, but this year it came down to the finals where we just had to step up there and this last round and do what we do.
Sophomore Matt Brown won his first Big Ten title at 74. He threw Iowa's Mike Evans to his back late in the match for a 7-3 finals victory. For his great performance, the 5th-seeded Brown was named the Matt.com Wrestler of the Week.
I was more of a counter than anything, but I was trying to hand fight the whole match and kind of just fell right into it. Those things that I needed to work on, throughout the season, I would come across some tough competition, and it was able to help me go back and see where I was, lacking.
In total, the Nittany Lions qualified all 10 wrestlers for the NCAAs. Coach Cale Sanderson.
I think a lot of teams wrestled really well, and that was the reason it came down to the end. I thought Iowa did a great job. Had 9 in the semis. Minnesota came storming back, and Ohio State had a great tournament. And just made it a good tournament. That's the Big Ten, and that's what it's all about. You really get to see what you're made out of in these 2 days.
Well, Minnesota won 2 individual titles and qualified 10 for the big dance. The Gophers got a great performance from their returning 285-pound big man, NCAA champ Tony Nelson. The junior won his second Big Ten title when he beat Northwestern's Mike McMullen.
We prepared well for the tournament. The team looked great. Came up a little short, but overall I think we looked good, and I felt good, which is a good thing heading into the NCAA tournament. We had a rough first round, but we came back last night, like you said, and today we look good.
Sophomore Dylan Ness captured his first Big Ten title, pinning Nebraska's Jake Soufflon in the 49-pound finals. Ness was an NCAA runner-up just last year.
I went for a switch and then kind of thought it was there, so I went for it at first, and I didn't get it at first, so I just kept going for it and eventually got it. It's been a tough season, but we're coming around. I'm coming around, so everything's looking good right now.
Well, the Big Ten coaches of the year were Penn State's Cale Sanderson and Minnesota's Jay Robinson, and rightfully so. Placing third in the team standings, Iowa. They went 0-4 in the finals and qualified 9 for the NCAAs. Iowa grabbed a big early lead after advancing 9 grapplers to the semifinals on the first day. Well, the outstanding wrestler of the event, Illinois' 125-pound sophomore, Jesse Delgado. By a 10-4 score, he downed Iowa's 2-time NCAA champ, Matt McDonough.
I'm a lot faster than he is, and he relies a lot on funk and countering guys. He's not going to get that on me, not when I'm on my A game.
Ohio State's Stieber brothers had a big weekend in Champaign, celebrating, if you will. The Buckeyes' returning 33-pound champ, Logan Stieber, repeated as Big Ten champion. He defeated Iowa's Tony Ramos by scoring a takedown to win 3-1 in overtime.
I think I was just a little bit more patient, and I don't know if I was trying to rush it. I have to rewatch it. Everything goes to my head so fast right now, but I just knew I didn't have many shots to score. So I was kind of ticked at myself for not scoring the first one, but I knew I could get the leg.
Well, Hunter, the younger Stieber brother, followed suit with an 8-3 win of his own over Iowa's Mark Ballwig in the 141-pound championship bout.
Every match is hard, even at the Nationals, we might not be wrestling, a high-ranked guy, but, the grown men, they want to win, so every match is fight, if you win 2-0 or you pin them, win's a win, you just got to progress through the tournament.
Northwestern 2-time All-American senior Jason Welch, well, he captured the title in the loaded 57-pound class when he pinned Nebraska's James Green.
Had a really good lift and return, and kind of felt him falter a little bit on the way down. So, I kind of wasn't planning on it, but saw the opportunities for back points there, and then ended up getting the cradle.
Stay tuned. We'll be back. More news as we continue. It's USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
The 2013 World Team Trials for both juniors and seniors will be held June 20th through the 23rd in Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is your chance to see national champs, world medalists, Olympians, all competing to see who will represent the U.S. at the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, and the FILA Junior World Championships in Sofia, Bulgaria. Visit www.theworldteamtrials.com for all your ticketing and travel information. ASICS is the proud sponsor of USA Wrestling's national teams.
Well, it's been going strong for over a century. The conference with the second most qualifiers for the NCAAs is the nation's oldest, and it's the EIWA. New Jersey's Rutgers played host to this year's event, which netted 45 automatic qualifiers to the NCAA meet. Well, it was a record-setting weekend for National Power Cornell as they enjoyed the historic weekend, winning its 7th consecutive championship. This broke a tie with Cornell teams which ran off 6 straight EIWAs between 1912 and 1917. Rob Cole's Big Red made a statement when it swept its 3 finals matches. In the 65-pound finals, 3-time NCAA champ Kyle Dake won his 3rd career EIWA title with a dominant 20-5 tech fall over Columbia's Josh Holdsworth. Over the weekend, the incredible Dake had 2 pins, a tech fall, and a major decision. He rightfully grabbed the trophies for scoring the most team points and having the most falls as well. And then he was selected as the outstanding wrestler.
Everyone's wrestling really well right now, but we still need to get better. We still need to peak at nationals, and that's what we're planning on doing. Hopefully, some of the guys that are on the bubble can get a wild card and then really help us at NCAAs.
Winning the 84-pound title, 2012 NCAA champ Steve Bozak. The Cornell senior won his first EIWA title with a 7-1 win over Navy's Mason Bailey. Lehigh's Robert Hamlin was injured in the semifinals, denying fans the opportunity to see the two arch rivals face each other one more time.
I haven't won EIWAs yet. I won nationals last year, and it just feels great to get this under my belt. I didn't see Hamlin in the finals like I wanted to, but it's just nice to come out here and get a win, and any way you have to.
Well, Cornell started on a positive note from their third champion, freshman Nishan Garrett. He beat Penn's 125-pound Mark Rappos 6-1. Now, with their performance, Cornell qualified 7 for the NCAA tournament, which took some of the joy of the conference title away from Big Red head coach Rob Cole.
Nishan wrestled a real good kid. Rappos tough. He wrestled him, very conservatively and almost beat him right there at the end. But Nishan found a way to win, like he has pretty much all year long. He's an unbelievable poise for a freshman. Certainly Kyle was Kyle, and he didn't have a close match, and Steve dominated in the final. And I was excited about that. Obviously, we wanted to see Hamlin, but he got knocked off earlier. So we're just thankful to finally have a championship from Steve.
Well, Navy placed second in the standings with an individual champ and a pair of runners-up, an overall strong team performance. The champ for the Middies was 4th seed Daniel Miller. He beat America's number 2 seed Blake Heron 2-1 in the first tiebreaker at 285 pounds. Navy's longtime head coach Bruce Burnett, well, he was selected as the EIWA Coach of the Year. Penn finished in third, led by individual champ Micah Burak, a senior at 97. This was Micah's first EIWA title after being a 4-time finalist. He stopped James Fox of Harvard 6-3 in the finals bout. Now, Lehigh had a tough year with injuries, but still finished 4th and had 3 individual champions, something to be proud of. By a score of 6-0, Randy Cruz won the Mountain Hawks' first gold, beating Matt Bristol of Columbia in the 33-pound championship bout. Joey Napoli grabbed the gold at 57 when he beat top seed Walter Peppelman of Harvard 5-0, the final score there. And at 74 pounds, Nate Brown made it 3 for Lehigh when he stopped Matthew Miller of Navy 3-2. Lehigh's title hopes were dimmed when number 1 seed and returning champ Robert Hamlin at 84 pounds and the number 2 seed and returning champ Shane Welch at 49 were injured and could not finish. Now, Richard Durso of Franklin or Marshall became the first EIWA champ for his school since 1996. He won the 141-pound championship. Seeded number 5, Durso stopped number 3 seed Charles Cobb of Penn in the finals 5-4. Now, the top seed at 49 pounds performed to his potential and grabbed the gold. Columbia's Steve Santos beat Army's 3rd seed Daniel Young 7-2. Well, the EIWA Hall of Fame honored 4 wrestling leaders this year for what they've done to preserve the sport at their alma maters. USA Wrestling Freestyle Team leader Andy Barth was inducted for his support of the Columbia program. Business leader Steve Friedman was honored for his contributions to Cornell, and 2 leaders of the Princeton program, who were also leaders in the Seeking Fairness on the Title IX issue, were also inducted, Clay McEldowney and Eric Pearson. Congratulations to those 4 men, and thank you for your continued support of this sport. Now let's head to the Western Regional in Wyoming. The Cowboys sat in 4th place heading into the final session, but with determination, they stormed their way to the team title, winning 9 of 10 to close out the championship. Wyoming used the home mat advantage to capture 4 individual titles. Mark Branch's Cowboys were spurred on by champs McCade Ford at 141, Lee Helbig at 74. In the most exciting and controversial bout, Shane Woods of Wyoming edged McCain Stoll of North Dakota State in the 84-pound championship. Wyoming's All-American Alfonso Hernandez gave the Cowboys their very first lead of the tournament with a tech fall victory at 197 pounds.
I feel good. I came out here and I knew I had to wrestle for all my other brothers. And, kind of jumping ahead, we just won the team championship, and getting that tech was pretty crucial because there's like a half-point deficit right now.
Well, the team title came down to heavyweight with Utah Valley's Adam Fager beating Evan Knutson of North Dakota State 2-1 in overtime. Another standout performance came from North Dakota State's Trent Sprankle, who won the title at 125 pounds. He avenged a previous loss to Air Force's Josh Martinez 6-2.
My goal in here was just to wrestle solid and be aggressive, score, and worked out. I think that our coach does a great job making sure we're in good shape.
Well, the Mid-American Conference Championship drew national attention as it featured two brand new teams. And one of the newcomers, Brian Smith's Missouri Tigers, won its first MAC title, setting the conference record when they scored 136 points. The Tigers broke an 11-year conference winning streak by Central Michigan. The Tigers had four champs. Alan Waters at 125. He beat Steve Mitchell of Kent State. Nathan McCormick grabbed the 33-pound title when he stopped UNI's Levi Wolfsenberger. And Drake Hudeshelf followed with a 149-pound title of his own by beating Blake Rollo of Buffalo. Big Don Bradley closed out the Tiger domination by beating highly regarded Gerard Trice of Central Michigan. Mizzou coach Brian Smith talked about the team effort.
We had some good rounds. We had a couple tough little speed bumps in there, but the great thing is the character of the team, that when we had that little round where it kind of fell apart a little in the semis with the upper weights, they came back and we had everybody going for third.
Stay tuned. We'll be back. More news as we continue. It's USA Wrestling Weekly.
Wrestlers, are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills at the USA Wrestling Cliff Keen Athletic Folkstyle Nationals. Become a national champion. Head to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa on April 5th and 6th to compete against the best wrestlers in the country. Last year's event featured 1,200 cadet and junior wrestlers from 32 states on 26 mats. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, Oklahoma State set a conference scoring record when they dominated the Big 12. They claimed 8 gold medals and scored 118 points. John Smith's Cowboys were led by four-time conference champ and past NCAA champion Jordan Oliver at 149 pounds. He was named the outstanding wrestler of the tournament, and rightfully so. In other conference action, Virginia Tech won the team title at the ACCs. The Eastern Wrestling League championships were won by Pittsburgh, which won its third straight title. The CAA championship went to Hofstra. Claiming the Southern Conference title, the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Well, this past weekend, the NCAA Division II championships took place in Birmingham, Alabama as part of the D2 Winter Sports Festival. Led by individual champs Daniel DeShazer at 133 and Raytheon Stotts at 149, Nebraska Kearney won out its second straight Division II national title. Stotts won the national for the second straight year when he defeated Jacob Horn of St. Cloud State in the finals to score 4-3. DeShazer also defeated an opponent from St. Cloud, stopping Andrew Kearney in the finals 7-5. Now, Kearney edged St. Cloud State by just 3 points. It was close. It was a repeat of last year's top 2 team finish. St. Cloud State had an individual champ of their own at 84. It was Seamus O'Grady. He stopped Dallas Smith of Ouachita Baptist by a major decision in the finals. Scored 12-2 at 184 pounds. Notre Dame College, who was competing in the Division II Nationals for the very first time, finished third. They had a pair of individual champs, Joey Davis at 65 and Eric Berge at 174 pounds. Now, Maryville University started their wrestling program just last season with longtime and highly respected former Nebraska Omaha coach Mike Denny at the helm. They finished with an individual champ when Matthew Barker got the win at 197 pounds. Other individual champs included Jesse Hillhouse of CSU Pueblo at 125, Naveed Bagheri at San Francisco State at 141, Corey Dauphin of Central Oklahoma at 157, and Tyrell Fortune at Grand Canyon at heavyweight. Well, congrats to all of those that competed. USA Wrestling Weekly continues when we come back. Stay tuned.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Well, a very important meeting was held last Thursday between acting FILA President Nenad Lulovic of Serbia and IOC President Jacques Rogue to discuss wrestling and its opportunities within the Olympic movement. Photos of Lulovic and IOC President Jacques Rogue were shown worldwide. As you might guess, the interest is high. President Lulovic said the meeting was cordial and helpful and noted that FILA has already begun a number of initiatives to modernize the governance, presentation, and promotion of our sport. FILA also announced that there will be an extraordinary Congress in Moscow, Russia, May 18th. It's where the world's wrestling powers will gather to elect a new president that will serve through 2014. Other topics included adding more athletes to the FILA committees and working on key rule changes. Well, another high-profile endorsement for wrestling took place. Carlos Newsman, president of the 2016 Rio Games, came out in favor of keeping wrestling as part of the Games. In the U.S. support for wrestling in the Olympics, it's continued to grow, as you might imagine. On Monday, the House of Representatives in Kentucky approved a resolution supporting the sport's inclusion in the Olympic Games. The bill was introduced by State Representatives Steve Riggs and Brian Linder and was met with overwhelming approval. Kentucky USA Wrestling State Chairperson Keith Smith of Radcliffe was on hand to support this legislation, along with freestyler Kyle Rochelle, a Kentucky native and Olympic hopeful. While a number of other states are currently working on similar legislation to support the continuing efforts, and of course, we'll keep you all up to date on the movement in coming episodes. Well, each year at the NCAA Championships, USA Wrestling has showcased international competition for the fans in attendance there. During the past 3 years, there have been special exhibition dual meets in the international styles. Well, that tradition will continue at the NCAA Championships in Des Moines with a slight difference. This year, rather than competition, USA Wrestling will open up one of its national team practices where the athletes will square off against one another. It'll be very similar to simulation matches the freestyle national team holds during Olympic training prior to games or World Championships. Expected to compete are National Freestyle World Team members Reese Humphrey, Brent Metcalf, and Greco-Roman Olympians Spencer Mango and Justin Lester competing live against their U.S. teammates. Now, you can catch all the action on Friday, March 22nd, starting at 2:15 at the NCAA Fan Fest at Hy-Vee Hall. Fans, you should also keep a lookout for other additional activities at the Keep Olympic Wrestling effort with a special booth promoting this project at the Wynn Memorabilia Show. It'll be held right alongside the NCAA Championships, and we'll see you there. Well, this last weekend, a large group of U.S. FILA Junior Greco-Roman wrestlers aged 17 to 20 went to compete at the Austrian Junior Greco-Roman Open, a top age group event featuring over a dozen nations. Participants from all across the world got together and posed as a unified group behind banners supporting the Olympic movement. On the mats, it was a good weekend for Team USA. Winning a gold medal at 21, that's 121 pounds by the way, was US OEC athlete Isaiah Verona. He defeated opponents from the Czech Republic, France, and Serbia to claim the title. Another US OEC athlete, Ramon Moreno, at 110 pounds, came home with silver and a 2-1 record of his own. Greco-Roman specialist Hayden Tuma also came home with silver at 132 pounds when he won his first 3 bouts before falling to Youssine Oze of France in the finals. The U.S. won the team title with 55 points, defeating second place France with 53, and third place went to Georgia, who had 43. Our athletes remained in Austria following the event for another exciting week of training. This weekend, it's the annual Armed Forces Championships at Fort Dix, New Jersey. Teams from the 4 military services will battle in both Greco and freestyle. Army won it last year. We'll see who wins it this year on next week's show. It's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. Pics are sent in by families and fans from around the country and are being considered for our photo contests in our USA Wrestler magazine and Facebook pages. Our friends at USA Wrestling Illinois sent in the picture that you're seeing right now showing all the participants at the IKWF State Championships. Together they posed behind a Save Olympic Wrestling banner during the opening ceremony of this large and very popular youth event. Have your photographs considered simply by sending them in to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper. Keep 'em wrestling. Thanks for watching.